own up to it, and then try to restore some integrity sport. I was actually with Thurman Thomas yesterday. He's a pretty classic act. He's a good guy. Yeah.
Oh, was he up in the Adirondack thing you guare doing?
Yeah, we were at the Adirondack Challenge, which is now conducted annually to try to call attention to the Adirondacks and to tourism. In fact, they announced yesterday a new game at the lottery, which you can win a trip now somewhere.
Yeah, Kristine was covering that.
Excellent, excellent. So,
all right, interesting stuff. All right, what about this 315 area code?
Well, 315 area code is, I understand that we're now in 2015, so in the 21st century, everybody has cell phones. A lot of people use that as their primary phone, so they're accustomed to dialing 10 digits. So I want to start with that. It's not that we're not aware or interested in technology, but my concern is that we're exhausting numbers, and the reason that the numbers are being exhausted, in my opinion, is not only because of the technology that we're using now, because every device has numbers assigned to them. We don't think about this because it's not only Wi-Fi, but if you're on your iPad or if you have OnStar in your car, everything gets a number. So they're projecting an exhaustion of numbers. My concern is from the FCC at the federal level, the Public Service Commission here at the state. How did you manage and prepare knowing that these things were happening? I know there was an explosion in technology, but that's your job. You're anticipating, all right, this type of technology will grow. We have these banks of numbers. What they were doing is distributing and assigning numbers in huge blocks.
Yeah.
Small companies in some cases where there are numbers.
Well, and it's beyond that. I have 4 numbers that I've gotten through Google Voice.
Just for yourself, not
just
including
for me. Yeah.
members of your family.
Correct. Yeah, and your iPad has a phone number. Everything has a phone number. So they were just divvying out. They were just handing out numbers.
So the first criticism is on policy and management. Were you doing this the right way? Because now you've forced communities to have to deal with this issue. So now the numbers are nearing exhaustion. In 2007, when they first brought this up, in my first year in the Senate, I was concerned. And I began to express those concerns and reservations and questioning. And all of a sudden, we were supposed to have numbers exhausted by 2013 for sure. Here we are in 2015, and we're still using these numbers. So I question, I'm not a statistician, but I questioned whether or not there was a true need for this, or this was just the easiest approach, knowing that they're going to have to inevitably deal with a problem.
Because other cities are, I mean, major cities all have different area codes.
You've had that, you're starting to see this more and more, and as I said, I think
Boston,
people
New
understand
York.
it. The most recent obvious one is in Western New York. They were traditionally the 716 area code, and they split it, and Rochester went to 585, Buffalo continued to keep 716. That's the thing. What I wanted is for the Public Service Commission to ensure that our residents, and this is a vast region, the 315 area, much of it rural, that they were informed, aware of what was happening, informed as to what was going to happen, and educated as to the options that were available, and then allow them to have input, to say, this is what we prefer. So they came down to a split, which is what I described, where you would split it.
Right, you know what's going to happen. They're going to give Syracuse 315 and we're going to get something else.
Exactly. They told me that they give it to the area of dominance with population keeps the one that you already have, and the new area code would be assigned to the others. And I said, why? Why does it have to be that way? And they go, well, it's least disruptive. I go, well, you're admitting that it's disruptive then. And it is to a certain extent. Not, I don't believe significally as it could have been.
They're just going by the numbers. They're just going by the numbers.
And then the second is an overlay, which is what they're recommending here, and that's the order that the PSC effectuated at their last meeting last Thursday. And that is everybody currently within 315 will keep 315. And anybody new that comes in, once this begins now, will get this new 10-digit dialing, a new area code. I asked them to look at other options. For instance, what about assigning all the new cell phones the new area code? Keep everybody the same way, and every new cell phone, because anybody who has a cell phone is accustomed to 10-digit dialing, hitting your contact, letting it go. They said
and to text, you have to have the 315 in there, or the area code.
Correct.
Or you can't text.
Correct. So they indicated that the FCC would not allow this, and so I want to continue to challenge traditional thinking here. I want to say, why are you doing this? Is there a real rationale or reasoning behind this, or just because of the practice?